Did you know that the coaching industry in India generates 1,50,000 crore rupees of revenue every year? It's a huge industry. And as CA students, we too contribute to this industry. So in this video, I really want to break down whether coaching classes are actually worth it or not. Whether you should even consider joining coaching classes and my entire experience of CA coaching. When it comes to CA, most of us, including myself, went for CA coaching classes through all the levels of CA Foundation, CA Inter and CA Final. For CA Intermediate, I went to a physical coaching class where I had classes 7 days a week. For the 6 days which were Monday to Saturday, the timings were 2 to 8:30, and on Sunday, the timings were 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So in that way, I had around 6 hours of coaching 7 days a week. By the time I had reached CA Final, COVID had already hit, which meant that I had to attend the classes online, which is what I did for every subject of my CA Final. Firstly, I want to talk about whether you really need classes or not. Because in my case, as the exams got closer, I actually ended up forgetting most of the things that I had already learned in the lectures, which meant that I had to relearn most of the things which I had attended in the lectures. Which again got me to question whether it was actually worth it listening and watching all those lectures to get to a point where I had already forgotten most of these things. You know how in audit we have different assertions for different class of assets? In my opinion, classes will help you only with the existence assertion, where you'll just know what the portions are, you'll get an idea of where what is and what is to be learned. But at the same time, actually sitting down and learning without any lectures, without any revision videos is the hard part, and it is the more effective part. A mistake I made is that I didn't focus too much on sitting down by myself and studying, where I thought that I was making progress while just watching classes. That was just a false sense of progress, where at that moment I felt like if I watch 2-3 lectures a day, I'm actually studying a lot. But at the same time, in retrospect, that was not an ideal way of going about things. I used the number of classes watched as a measure of progress as opposed to actually sitting down and studying, which looking back is not ideal and is not something that I should have done. So if you find yourself in the same trap, just know that simply watching lectures and simply watching classes is not going to help you all that much compared to actually sitting down and actually studying. I also fooled myself and told myself that I'll start studying after I finish all the classes of that particular subject. But by then, the portions had already piled up so much where it became very intimidating to study so much, which again is not ideal. The ideal way would be to watch lectures or attend classes, but at the same time, you can only tell that you're studying if you sit on your own with your books without any lectures, without any revision videos. And another thing that I really want to talk about is faculty, where I get many messages on Instagram, on the comment section of YouTube, asking me which faculty of classes I took for this subject, which faculty I took for the other subject, and so on. But to be honest, more or less all the faculties have good quality classes because of how tight the competition actually is. But as I said, it really comes down to what you do and how you study. There is no such thing as the best faculty, because at the end of the day, it depends on what you make out of it. I have many friends who did self-study and cleared. I have many friends who took classes from not so popular faculty and cleared. So it really doesn't matter on which faculty's classes you take, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to write the exam. The faculty is not going to come and help you out with that. So focus on studying rather than watching classes. And also don't think of which faculty to take, because more or less everybody is the same. So yeah, those were my 2 tips on CA coaching classes, because I think I made a decent amount of mistakes with respect to classes. So yeah, don't fall into the trap of just watching classes for the sake of watching classes. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.